Hello, my name is Ryan Colin, and I am filming this for my Advanced Interventions course. This is my recorded role play. So for this role play, I am going to be working with my volunteer, Lindsay, but for this role. So we interned together at our practicum. But for this role play, her name's going to be
Jessica.
Okay, Jessica. And the target intervention is going to be CBT, because that's what this week is, so that's what we're doing. And the intervention that I'm doing, basically I'll kind of set it up here. So Jessica has been suffering from some negative habits. So she's got some habits that she she's got some ambivalence about them, but basically what's happening is she's been diagnosed with general anxiety disorder, and the target behavior is nail biting. And Jessica has reported that she feels relief from anxiety when she bites her nails, and then also is kind of repulsed because it's not sanitary to bite nails at the same time. So there's some ambivalence there. So we're going to be using cognitive behavioral therapy, and specifically an intervention of rewriting rigid rules about living from this week's material. So that's our introduction, and I'm just going to get right into the target intervention. So Jessica, nice to see you again.
Nice to see you.
Yeah, so this is our 5th meeting now.
Mm-hmm.
So how have you been?
I've been okay.
Okay.
I'm still feeling a little struggling with the nail biting and, not feeling great about it. It really helps me.
Okay. So you're still using that to kind of reduce your anxiety levels?
Yeah, I just haven't found another way to redirect my anxiety.
So last week, just to do a kind of a recap, we had done the GAD-7, the General Anxiety Disorder 7, and you had been clinically diagnosed with anxiety disorder, and you're biting your nails as a coping skill, right, to reduce that anxiety, but it's not a wanted one, not a preferred one. You're having some negative thoughts about it.
Yeah, I just find it gross because germs get in under your nails, but it just helps me relieve the anxiety.
So we've talked about that in our past meetings, and last week I was proposing that we look at an exercise that you might find beneficial. You can let me know if you're still wanting to do that or not, but it's grounded in cognitive behavioral therapy. It's about reframing or writing negative behaviors or habits. So is that something you'd like to do?
Yeah, I'm open to it. I'm just a little nervous about finding a new way to replace the nail biting. So I'm just so used to it and doing it so long.
It's what's worked for you.
Yeah.
But you'd like to find an alternate coping skill if it did exist.
I find it gross, as I said before.
Okay. Well, the first part of this, I have it kind of prepared already on this board behind us. So the first, it's kind of an interactive thing. So I'm going to ask you to grab a pen, which you have, and then I'll kind of guide you through these steps. But basically, the overall goal is to try to kind of think about the behavior that is you're wanting to change, and to think about it more deeply, because as we discussed about 2 weeks ago, the cognitive behavior is like the triangle of your thoughts, your feelings, and your behaviors, and catching the thoughts is the first step of changing those behaviors, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the first thing I want you to do is write down, if you will, what your rigid belief is. Go ahead. All right, so you've written down, let me swap you spots here just so that we can see. Okay, so if you're having a hard time seeing, basically what you've written is something will go wrong if I don't chew on my nails. That's your rigid belief, right?
Mhm.
Okay, so what kind of demands or do you feel like that belief is putting on you?
Just not feeling in control, I guess.
So a lack of control?
Yeah.
Feeling a lack of control, okay. And maybe you don't have to write all these down, just so we can talk through some of these things, but when you're feeling that, the burden of the demands, how does that make you feel?
Anxious, like really, really anxious. Yeah.
So it kind of increases your anxiety, so it kind of perpetuates itself?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Do you feel a lack of control when you said that feeling puts a demand, a feeling of lack of control, but when you're feeling like your anxiety is going up, do you feel like a lack of control at that point?
Yeah. I think that's why the nail biting works.
Okay,
So I have control over that.
because that's what you can do, and
Yeah,
that's
that's
what's
what
worked in the past, right?
Yeah.
Do you feel like that behavior of your rigid belief is unrealistic at all?
Yeah, just because you can't really have control over everything.
So acknowledging that you don't have control over something going wrong,
Yeah,
you're saying? Okay,
I have a hard time accepting that.
okay. So really having that in presence in your mind, that you can sit down if you want to. Thanks. So having that in your mind, that you're really don't have control over not feeling bad, but you're having this feeling of a lack of control in your head about biting your nails to help reduce your anxiety. Could you think of a flexible alternative that would not so much replace the biting your nails, but maybe help reduce your anxiety?
I think so. I just need help finding like different ways to kind of help control the anxiety. Just don't know
So
where to start.
have you tried other coping skills?
I have, but none of them have really helped me. I always go back to the nail biting.
So maybe a flexible alternative might be to find a coping skill that does help reduce your anxiety and maybe not even match the level of anxiety that chewing your nails does, but do you feel like, actually, how would that, if that's the next step, is how would you feel if there was something that did help reduce your anxiety that wasn't biting your nails?
It would make me feel a lot better just because I mentioned the feeling gross after biting my nails.
Yeah, because of the sanitation you were saying?
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
So if there was an option out there that a coping skill that you were able to learn and develop, then it reduced your anxiety, you'd feel much better about that.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you feel like a new coping skill that you could develop, and I know that's kind of a vague out there term, but do you think that might help the realistic expectations on yourself?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah?
Just finding like an effective way.
Or maybe to help guide that a little bit more specifically, maybe we can make a goal to create one coping skill a week, and that can be a replacement for the behavior. So every time that you're thinking about that or biting your nails, you can think about for the next week trying one new cognitive behavioral, replacement technique, and I have a list of coping skills here that I'll give you after our appointment, you know. But do you think that would make you feel more control?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
What would make you feel more in control about that?
That I'm able to choose the one that works for me. So I have control in that way, like choosing the coping strategy that works for me.
So it give you more empowerment,
Yeah.
more control over
Yeah.
that. So that's kind of this whole exercise. So coming back to this, adjust our camera. How did that exercise make you feel?
It's a client, right?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No, you're fine.
It was helpful to write out what my rigid belief was.
Okay.
I don't know how to explain it, but like I've been holding it for like such a long time that writing it out like in a way kind of helps me get rid of that and out into the air.
So you're feeling like you're able to express yourself by writing it down. So
Yeah.
like going through the process like this,
Mhm.
you found helpful to get your thoughts down and written down.
Yeah, exactly.
Cool. Would you be interested in exploring more exercises like this in the future sessions?
Yes, I think it'd be helpful. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm going to end our recording here because I just wanted to record this intervention. We had agreed, and you had said that was okay before, right?
Mhm.
Okay. I know we didn't record that, but I'll end it here, and then we'll move on.